This is Psalm 131. My heart is not proud, Lord. My eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me. But I have calmed and quietened myself. I am like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I am content. Israel, put your hope in the Lord, both now and forevermore.
Sometimes little children just come and climb up onto your knee. Now, what are some of the reasons, do you think, that they do that? They might want comfort. They might want some connection. They might want some security. Love, thank you. They want to feel some love. They trust you. They're tired and they just need a little bit of help. They want to be close. They're so wise, aren't they, little ones? They know what they need and they know many times where to get that. One of the things I have found very moving in my time as a teacher, I used to teach Key Stage 2, is when you've been obliged to have a serious word with somebody about something. And then before you know it, they're right at your side, just leaning on you. I found that very, very touching, that a child would feel as if somebody who's just had a little bit of a telling off moment with them is somebody they want to be close to. And there is something in that about security, I think, and about knowing maybe somebody we can trust or somebody who is going to help us hold the line. I don't know if you've experienced that, but I hope you do one day. So just for a moment, whatever your personal experience may be, just take a moment to think about that scene of a child climbing up and having a moment with you. It might be you, or you might be the person that they're coming to. And just picture that scene of trust, quietness, peacefulness. Nobody's speaking. You know, that bit's been done. The mopping up of the blood and the tears or whatever. Or the words of comfort, we've done that bit. And now we've got to the next bit. There is a transition into peacefulness and comfort. And something is happening. Something really important is happening there. It's a moment where no words are needed anymore. And it's time just to lean in. That's what they say these days, isn't it? Lean in to that moment and allow those really important things that need to happen through that contact, through that connection, within that relationship. Even in our imperfect attempts to be good with our kids, these things still happen, don't they? And isn't it a pity that we kind of grow out of that? Do you know, the children know better than we do, really, about these things. Sometimes you and I, as individuals, we need something like that. Big, bad grown-ups that we are. We need a moment like that to climb up and experience the contact, the security, the comfort, the love, the intimacy, and just to let that happen. Also, sometimes as a whole group, We also need that when things have been happening among us that cause us to need a bit of comfort. Can you imagine a whole church family climbing up onto somebody's knee? Well, we can, you know. We can. We can do that, all of us together. And we're doing a little bit of that today in our gathering. We have so many different feelings and thoughts, questions, lots of them. Pains and worries. It may be that some of us are feeling very grateful for what we've had, and we may want to give thanks for that. We may be feeling bowed down with sadness as individuals, and when that sadness all comes together, as it does in a big group, that can be very, very heavy. You can feel it, you can almost see it. We might be feeling deep grief and loss. And I'm thinking of those sharing with us at home as well today. We don't forget you, friends. We're glad you're with us. We might be feeling really heartbroken, actually. If your heart hasn't already been broken, my friends, it might be feeling that now. Do you know what? We might actually be feeling filled with doubt, different kinds of doubts. We may even feel that our faith in the Lord, and some of us have had that faith for many, many, many years, we may even be feeling that that faith has been really shaken. Really shaken. Some of us might be feeling really angry, or even furiously outraged with God. That's quite a normal feeling to have in life. And it's really important if we're able to share some of these things together and to be able to be honest about that. So this is how I feel at the moment. And yes, so do I actually. I feel something a bit like that too. And that we can acknowledge and hold those feelings together and not leave people to walk alone with those things. Share them, affirm them, name them, hold them together. Do you know God is ever so big? He's ever so big, and he's bigger and big enough to hold all of our feelings and what we might feel like we want to say to him. And the truth is, he's heard it all before. From the psalmist, who wasn't backward in coming forward in saying, God, really? What? Why? How? Must you? How long? Why do the wicked prosper? Why do the good die young? Psalmist has said it, we can say it. We can say it. There is no way of feeling and responding to difficult things in our lives that is wrong. And none of us needs to feel any sense of guilt about how we respond naturally to difficult things. There was a great Welsh poet, Dylan Thomas, who said, "Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light." And he was right. Death is an offence. Yes, it may be the outcome of all of our weaknesses and sinfulness. But the Lord does not delight in it. Rather, he came himself to walk the road of death and to taste its pain and bitterness, precisely because death is an offence. And at one level, my friends, this is the only answer we're going to get down here below to our questions. The Lord himself came, experienced the pain, the sorrow, the grief, the effect on family and friends. He walked right into it, knowing that it was going to be very, very hard. And we have to dwell with that he did that before we rush on to the resurrection. He lay in the tomb. He lay in the tomb. The Lord meets us right down here in all of that. And he shows us the way. Death is an offence before the Lord. It is part of his justice, because we are weak and sinful, my friends, we are. Hands up, my hands are up. But he has come down and met us in it, and death, therefore, no longer has the victory. Death no longer has its sting. It is a doorway through which every one of us must pass one day. We must come to that. But it is a doorway through which we may all pass into eternal joy and healing. Dylan Thomas again. And death shall have no dominion. Death shall have no dominion. It has been defeated. Amen. So what about us all today? We need to consider this invitation to climb up and have some time, receiving comfort and help and reassurance on the Father's lap. Do you want to accept that invitation? Think carefully before you answer. Is this Father of ours really trustworthy? If he allows painful things to happen? Have we not prayed? Have we not believed in miracles? Have we not been in agreement about what we think is best that the Father should do? We have read, if 2 or 3 of you agree on anything, my Father in heaven will do it. Have we not read that faith can move mountains? Have we not read that if the elders pray and anoint and lay on hands, the sick among you will be made well? Have we not read these things and tried to believe them and to do them? I think we have. I think we've tried very hard with that. The Lord is with us. His Spirit is here. We have also read, and were also reminded by Tim last week so helpfully, that Paul himself prayed earnestly for his thorn to be removed. He prayed 3 times. Not just anybody, this is Paul. And the answer for him was the Lord saying, my grace is enough for you. My grace is enough. Is this a trustworthy God? Should we accept the invitation to climb up and receive some comfort, even though we are so full of questions and hurt and pain? Well, here is another answer that we might consider at such a time. Is this God trustworthy? You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in, behind and before. You lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn and settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me, your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, and the light become night around me, even the darkness won't be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you. If only you, God, would slay the wicked. Away from me, you bloodthirsty ones. They speak of you with evil intent. Your adversaries misuse your name. Don't I hate those who hate you, O Lord, and loathe those who rebel against you? I have nothing but hatred for them, and I count them my enemies. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the life everlasting. This is a God who is with us before we're born, knows us utterly, and assures us that every day of our lives is written in his book. In this psalm, we meet love, commitment. We also find that there is justice in there, and I bravely didn't skip over the difficult bit in that psalm. Can we trust such a God? Ours is a God of revelation. He wants us to know him and to understand enough to be able to be in a real relationship with him. And yet his thoughts are a million miles above our own. And so the insights that we need are the ones that come through intimacy in a loving and trusting relationship. This is what is on offer for us, and this is what we meet in Psalm 131. My heart is not proud. My eyes are not haughty. I don't concern myself with great matters and things that are too wonderful for me. But I have calmed and quietened myself. I'm like a weaned child with its mum. I'm just as content as a weaned child. There are things, brothers and sisters in Christ, that are too big for us to grasp. And now may be one of the times when we have to admit that. They are just too wonderful, really. The Lord will reveal himself to us as a person if we accept the invitation to climb up and just enjoy some intimate time with him. And get to the point where the words begin to cease. We need to go through that process of telling him how we feel, and he loves that. He's a good parent. But to get to that place where the words begin to cease and we just rest, lean in, and let something happen in that quietness. Let the Lord minister to us in that moment of intimacy. We will gain insight through intimacy in the context of a longer-term relationship. But we will not get the answers that we seek through pride or insistence or self-reliance. Nobody can answer those questions, and I would not presume to try to do that this morning. I think that we perhaps need, as individuals, but also as a whole fellowship, to take an opportunity to climb up and get some comfort. Share our sadness, it is real. Bring our questions, they are good questions. Hold one another in love. And look to the Father who will meet our needs through Christ, who is one of us.